Okay, so about 3 to 4 years ago now, I made a video on a single-player custom scenario called The Fabulous and Fun Adventures of Robin Hood. And the story behind that video was I quite literally went on the Age of Kings blacksmith. I clicked through about 50 pages of custom scenarios, and I just picked a scenario completely at random. I might have chosen it because of its name or something like that, but ultimately I was pretty much just choosing at random on something like page 78 or something ridiculous of this website. And the reason I did that was because I thought it would be fun just to try out a kind of typical scenario that gets uploaded to these kinds of websites. The vast majority of scenarios that get uploaded to these websites are probably never really played by anyone, and if they are, then they can often go for, stretches of years at a time with nobody playing them at all, which in a way is kind of sad because ultimately someone has taken the time to make these scenarios and they've taken the time to upload it, and they're obviously hoping that someone's going to play them. So I thought it'd be fun from time to time just to give random scenarios like that a chance. The problem is I never actually followed up on it. People quite liked the video, but I never followed up on it. And since I'm currently stuck in lockdown with a microphone that I really don't like, I thought now would be a fun time to kind of experiment a little bit more with the kind of content I'm making for this game. So this time round, instead of using the Age of Kings blacksmith, I've gone onto the Steam workshop. I clicked through something like 6 or 7 pages, and then I saw a scenario which had been uploaded sometime relatively recently. I'm not sure when exactly, because obviously most people have moved on to Definitive Edition now, but relatively recently someone had uploaded a map called the Battle of the Hoover Dam, and that intrigued me because I'm a big fan of the game Fallout New Vegas, and this map is pretty obviously based on that game. So without knowing how many people have played it and how popular it is, I have pretty much just decided we're going to wing it, we're going to go for it, and we're going to see what it's like. I have done a small test run just to make sure that it's not completely terrible, and it seems okay from what I've seen of it so far, so let's give it a go. So you're given a choice between playing as the New California Republic, who are in control of the Hoover Dam, or as Caesar's Legion, who are fighting to capture it. And in this particular case, we're going to play as the NCR, because as far as I'm concerned, the NCR are the good guys. I find it pretty uncontroversial to say the NCR are the good guys. I think in the original concept of the game, there was supposed to be a genuine moral dilemma between Caesar's Legion and the NCR, where you go to the lands of Caesar's Legion and you can see that in general, people's way of life is much more stable and much more secure, and so they have a much higher chance of actually surviving. In return, though, they do give up pretty much all of their freedoms and they have to live under Caesar's dictatorship. In practice, the devs never actually got round to really fleshing out the Caesar's Legion side of the game, so you never really got to experience the lands they controlled. So going purely off what you see in the game, to me it's a very clear-cut choice. I don't know why anyone would ever side with Caesar's Legion unless they're role-playing. I don't find it to be a difficult choice at all. The Legion is pretty much the evil faction as far as I'm concerned. There's also Mr. House, who's pretty evil too, to be honest. But I'm not sure exactly how much of a role he's going to play in this particular scenario. It begins with the courier here picking a faction. Not currently under our control. I'm not sure whose control he's under. So we've got the NCR Rangers here and local militia. It's pretty much what you'd expect. They've done their best to convert the world of Fallout New Vegas into Age of Empires 2, which is perhaps not a very natural fit. But it's not quite as terrible a fit as you might think. I mean, obviously, Fallout does involve large numbers of energy weapons and things like that, and even aside from the energy weapons and the kind of sci-fi elements, you still have a lot of actual guns and things like that, so it might seem like a pretty bad fit, but actually, to be fair, in New Vegas in particular, there are a lot of spear thrower units and things like that, so it's not quite as ill-fitting to Age of Empires 2 as you might think. We've got General Lee Oliver here, who I think we have to keep alive. I can't remember the storyline of the game that well, but I know we have to keep that guy alive. We do have some resources free, but not too many. We've got a couple of villages here that we can use, and I think we do have to make some attempt to build an economy. So let's go ahead and start working a few of these. We've got this guy here who's obviously meant to go and fish. This person's clearly meant to farm, this guy likewise, and we're going to send these trade carts. I can't remember where I saw the market. There it is. So we're going to go trade with the Mojave trading post, and the rest of these units we're just going to slowly feed in towards here. There's only about 1 minute to go now until the courier picks his side. The courier being the main character of the game, the guy you actually play as, the player character. So hopefully he'll pick our side, but I'm not sure what exactly determines it. 1 minute until the battle begins. We can see all these units are going to come through and attack us. The legionaries and what else? The legats, who are a little bit stronger. And just a good mix all around. Also the one battering ram coming in, but clearly the Legion is supposed to be very much infantry based, whereas we're supposed to be a little bit more ranged. That's why we're asked to play as the Britons instead of as the Goths. And the Goths, of course, very infantry based faction, and so a good choice to represent the Legion. But here they come. They're coming in. The courier has chosen to join our side, so that's excellent. Let's bring him towards us. I did do a test run, like I said, just for a little while. Oh, Scorpion's already dead. I did do a test run just for a little while, and in that particular test run, the courier decided to join the Legion, so it's not predetermined. It is actually a case of maybe it's random, I'm not really sure, but it can actually go either way. It's not just for show, basically. We've also got some units here, so let's just bring everyone up. I'm not sure who this guy is. Chief Hanlon. Can't really remember him from the game, to be honest, but we're going to bring him up too. And we are so far holding them off, but we're going to have to be pretty careful. Can't actually see where the courier's gone here. I don't know what we really lose if the courier dies, because of course you don't necessarily have to have the courier on your side. I should actually look for my monk. I thought I had one. Morale has increased, so +3 attack for all our military. That's actually going to make a pretty massive difference. In particular, our archers are going to be able to overcome a lot more of our opponents' pierced armor now, and looks like we've mostly held them off. We've got a pretty decent supply of resources, so let's get the longswordsman upgrade, and let's also get the crossbowman upgrade. I'm not sure where my monk's gone, if he's still alive or not, but let's try and pick up a couple of relics if we can. I think we need to bring a few more units over in general, and we can recruit a few more scorpions. I feel like those are pretty handy in this sort of scenario, so let's just go for it. A few more coming in now. Looks like they're spawning bit by bit, coming in bit by bit. Not sure if they're going to spawn in big waves or not, because if we have pretty much already fended them off, this is not going to be particularly difficult. But like I said, it's a randomly picked map, so cannot necessarily vouch for its quality. That's part of the fun, is you don't know necessarily if the map is going to be good or not. We just have to kind of wing it and see what happens. But I have to say, just looking at the dam itself, it's pretty well done, I think. It's clearly a dam, I guess. It's not really a bridge, it does look like a dam. And from what I remember of the game itself, it's a fairly accurate depiction. I remember there is a fortress on the dam. Not really a fortress, but certainly a military building, or a makeshift fortress, I guess. So it's not too far off, to be fair. I think we definitely need some more gold. Let's keep all these guys back, as I believe this is Legat Lenius himself. Pretty much the main bad guy of Caesar's Legion, or at least the main bad guy that you actually fight. You can kill Caesar, but from what I remember, you don't really fight him. He's more of a kind of story-based character, whereas Legat Lenius is more like the actual final boss. So could potentially go and fight him. He's got a 12 plus 40 attack, so we're going to need to bring our own heroes if we want to do that. If we compare Colonel Moore, she's got 820 HP and about 60 attack. So Legat Lenius clearly stronger, but if we surround him with everything we have, I think we could probably win that. As so far this seems fairly manageable. Let's go ahead and recruit a monk, just so we can get a bit of gold from our relics, and start sending some longswordsmen up too. As clearly doing fine for food. I think we need to be working on gold instead. So let's go ahead and deploy all of these villagers onto gold. These archers do not appear to have been upgraded, which is a shame. But any further ones that we recruit should be fine, so that's okay. So we've returned one relic. There is another relic out towards the front if we want to risk that. I think we probably can. I'm going to try and save the Scorpion if possible. Never mind. Okay, so let's try and gather these up. Let's put them all in the control group, and let's see if we can actually make a push, try and actually kill them at the source. Or at least take out Legat Lenius, because it does explain in the details of the scenario that if you can take someone out, or if you lose a hero, I think that works on both ends. if one of the two sides loses a hero, it has to take some kind of debuff. So hopefully if we take Legatinius out, it's going to be that little bit easier to handle the other units that Caesar's Legion has. We do have, I think, a regular spawn of these throwing axemen. I'm not sure what they're supposed to represent. NCR sergeants, I guess. So we can use those. Courier, I can't currently see him. Actually, he is alive. So if we just send him and Colonel Moore on a personal mission to deal with Legatinius, I feel like that's going to work. Reinforcements from Mojave, not sure where exactly those come in, but these two alone, if these two combine to take him on, he's currently not coming to challenge us. There we go. Come to attack us now. We should win this surely, although actually the reinforcements are coming to back up Legatinius and Colonel Moore. Oh crap, she is trapped. She is slowly dying, but we're just about going to be able to rescue her, so that's great. That was pretty close. I'm going to try and get it to safety if we can. With a little bit more of a mass building now. Let's see if we all surround him and take him on. Probably worth focusing him down just so we can take advantage of whatever debuff is involved in that. There we go, he's down. What's going to happen? He's been crippled, but yet he still holds the position of Legate now being useless. -2 attack to all units. Okay, I'm not sure if this is going to get much more challenging, but -2 to all of their attack is a rather significant nerf. So we'll see how that plays out. We've got quite a few units still available to us. Yeah, we have indeed. Okay, so let's start moving some of these up, and let's risk this monk just to go and pick up this relic. So let's see what we're up against. So there's the East, represented by an accursed tower. 15,000 HP, and does a lot of damage too, so I don't think we want to be going to take that on. Except possibly with some rams. They shouldn't be able to outdamage the ram, to be fair, so let's actually set a spawn point on those. And let's start sending some rams in just to absorb the first few shots. And we'll try and bait and finish off the units with our various other units. So I can't imagine he's going to do too much damage to us. Now that Legatinius has been taken out, and we're supposed to be defending the dam, but if it's proving not to be that much of a challenge, then we might be able to risk going to attack the Legion directly. I assume there's something we can destroy that will ultimately count as a victory for us. So we'll see how that goes. Alternatively, I think if we just hold out for long enough, we still pretty much win anyway. So let's see how it goes. Definitely going to need some more lumberjacks, and I should have definitely been using my town center before now. Fortunately, the game seems to be letting me get away with some pretty lax play here, and I have a big mass here of, I think, local militia. Yep. So let's bring the local militia up. They're not great units, but considering we're already clearly at an advantage here, I think we should be completely fine. And let's bring the rest of these units up just to help protect our ram. Because the towers shouldn't be able to do too much damage to them, and I think everyone else should be fine, although actually it looks like the towers are going to focus down our units. So let's pull back. Hopefully when the other units spawn, they'll ignore the ram and come to attack our units instead. So yeah, it looks like they do seem to mostly be walking past, so there is one unit there going to focus down our ram. That's not good. Okay. So I don't know if we really need to take down these two towers. I imagine that's just going to result in a lot more unnecessary losses. Our local militia is on its way. It's not going to do too great. Let's see if we can get a few blacksmith upgrades, which we can. Let's start getting a couple of those. I'm kind of used to Definitive Edition now, where I can actually queue up multiple upgrades at once, but never mind. I don't know if this map would actually work in Definitive Edition. I do know that a lot of maps can be converted, but I've not tried to convert this particular map, so can't really vouch for it. And I think we do have a regular stream of units coming in. NCR privates over here. Thought we'd have a few more local militia. Not sure exactly what triggers those, although actually it looks like they pop up here instead. Okay, so got a lot more of them coming in. Upgrade to pikemen doesn't actually affect the local militia we already have, but never mind. Thumb ring has got to be worth going for, and let's keep recruiting villages, and let's keep working on gathering up wood, because we're doing fine for everything else for now. Do we have stables? Doesn't look like we do, according to my hotkeys, but we can recruit lots of longswordsmen. Okay, seems to be still holding them off completely fine. The Legion has taken the first section of the dam, what the? I just realized that. Okay, how do we get it back? I thought it's to do with the number of units that you have in a certain space. I feel like we're mostly holding them off, but these watchtowers are going to do some damage to us if we can't clear them out. Hopefully once we've taken out all the units, that's going to be enough. I should probably avoid taking down the 2 watchtowers there, because I think they will convert to my side once we've cleared out the Legion. I'm going to send the courier up just to hold them off. And that Scorpion has got itself screwed. These guys are focusing on the barricade, which we don't really want. Let's see if we can recapture this. I'm not sure if it's possible or not. I think the capture mechanic only really works for the Legion, but the 2 watchtowers have gone down anyway, so I don't think there's any real negative effect to having lost that. With the NCR holding the Legion back at the 3rd section of the dam allowed some Rangers to join the fight. So I'm not sure if we've already lost some kind of buff that we had before, but never mind. I'm not really sure how that happened in the first place. Unless these are the Rangers it mentions, I suppose they are. So we've got a few of them coming in, and let's go ahead and get another upgrade. This time to our archers. Send them towards the front, and let's go ahead and start recruiting a few battering rams. Now, I didn't see anything in the description for this scenario that suggested it would be a multiplayer map, but from what I'm seeing so far, it might be more interesting as a multiplayer map. I'm not sure. There might be a big wave coming in at some point, but so far seem to be handling it pretty much completely fine. Could try taking the fight to Caesar's Legion directly. We do seem to be massing up quite nicely, and if we put the military view on, we do have another good supply of NCR Rangers. As yeah, we've pretty much, I think, won the fight at the front here now, so in the absence of anything else to do, I guess we will just take the fight to them and see what we can do. Keep the battering rams coming in, and let's get ballistics too, since we do have quite a few range units. We've got our various NCR Rangers who should handle the infantry pretty much completely fine, and then we'll send our rams to take down the towers. Not sure we need to, it's going to take a long time to bring these down. Yeah, they have a lot of HP actually. Might be a poor decision because yeah, it's going to chew us up pretty quickly. Yeah, about 30 damage per shot, which is not ideal for us to be taking on. On the other hand, if we send up Colonel Moore to help take it down too, that's probably going to help, and presumably the courier is still alive, although I can't currently see him. Monk here was supposed to be picking up the relics, so let's go ahead and do that, and yeah, let's just focus all of our units on one tower at a time, hopefully bring it down. Now I assume if I were to park my units on these flags it would stop the NCR from spawning, but that's a bit cheap, so we're not going to do it. We're gonna at least give, not the NCR, the Legion. We're going to at least give the Legion a chance of fighting us off, but so far not particularly threatened by them. We are slowly taking down one of the towers that represents the east, and we do have a good amount of resources here of all kinds, so let's focus mostly on battering rams. And looks like normal units, we're going to have a pretty decent supply of those coming in either way, so should be pretty much fine. The boomers have lent the Legion some bombards due to their difficulties with the NTR at the dam. Okay, so the other factions are going to get involved. There is a boomer bombard cannon coming in. Let's kill the boomers. Is that literally it? Just this one unit? I guess they have mostly taken out our forces now, but we're about to take out the first of those towers. The courier is still alive. I'm going to send him to attack the second tower because it looks like the first one is about to go down. And we've got a small, not particularly great supply of units coming in. I think we should start sending those up. We're going to send these up too, because it doesn't look like we're going to be attacked from the south or from the west, I guess. Let's just send these out too. Take down the second tower. Doesn't look like we gained anything from taking down that first tower, but still, this at least gives us a bit more freedom to explore. And I'm not really sure how long we have to actually hold out for in order to win the scenario, as I've said, but could actually check that. I think that is obviously something worth knowing, so let's have a look. That doesn't tell us too much. So the NCR have to defend it for 1 hour and 15 minutes, so we're about halfway there. I think, realistically, given how well we're doing, we can probably push it before then. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's get a few more longswordsmen. Probably also a few crossbowmen makes sense, and I believe, thinking about it now, we are actually able to advance to the Imperial Age, so let's try and do that too, and let's start working on these. They'll do. The monk, I think, has returned with the relic. And there is another relic over here, which is a bit of a trek away, but let's go and pick it up. Send a few more of the local militia up. Second tower looks like it's about to go down. I'm going to send the courier just to fight off the units because clearly they're doing some damage to us right now. And Colonel Moore can go help take down the building. A few more units here we can bring up. And let's keep the rams coming too. And might be a good time now to start scouting, see what else the Legion has. If there's like a final boss somewhere we can kill, perhaps Caesar himself. We'll go have a look. Fairly quiet over here, looks like some kind of economy. So this is what makes me think it might be intended as a multiplayer map, is you can clearly build up an economy if you're playing as the Legion. And I imagine they can also advance beyond the Feudal Age, but they've decided not to for some reason. So that might be the better way to do it, although I can't imagine that the advantage would ever be in favour of the Legion. I can't see how that would happen, to be honest. Still, that's part of the fun, is just experimenting and seeing what it's like. Pick a scenario at random. Okay, so there appears to be some kind of fortress to the west here. I'm not sure we should go and attack this. We're perhaps getting a little bit cocky here, but then again, probably Colonel Moore on her own at this point can take down most of what they have over here. And let's actually send over a couple of monks just to heal up our units as we go. Meanwhile over here there is someone here, Caesar himself. Okay, so we definitely want to take down Caesar. That's got to be the closest thing this map has to a final boss. Legate is supposedly injured, but I'm not sure we're going to see him again, to be fair. Caesar is clearly taking us out, so let's move back for now. And let's start bringing some of our units over. If we can find the courier, let's bring him too. The two of them together should be able to take down Caesar pretty much completely fine. And we've still got enough units left behind by the dam to help defend that, I think, unless a big wave shows up at some point. We're still only about halfway through, so it's possible that a big wave is going to show up, but for now things are fairly manageable. There's a castle there too. Okay, it's just a standard castle though, so could take that out. I'm going to actually spawn some rams on it. I'm going to try and focus down Caesar. Caesar's down. All his men weep, spelled wrong, but never mind. All his men weep for their fallen leader. Legate Lennius takes his position and keeps fighting for the dam. The Legion will lose in 20 minutes. Okay, unless they have something great up their sleeve, this is looking pretty clear cut. I'm not sure what exactly they're going to do. We've still got the courier, we've still got Colonel Moore, and we can probably even afford to bring over General Lee Oliver. He doesn't have the best HP stat, but still. Caesar loses 300 HP because Lucius has died. I can't remember who Lucius is, but Caesar's already dead, so that's not really a problem. Okay, so I think we're ready to potentially push this, take down this castle. I'm not sure what that accomplishes, but it's got to be the closest thing there is to winning the scenario before our time. Over here, we are being killed off by the town centre bit by bit, and there are a few units over here, to be fair, so maybe they have a spawn working for them there. Alright, let's start sending over a few extra longswordsmen because we've kind of left this slightly open. It's not too good, and let's bring these up too because these crossbowmen are not going to do very well against the Huskarls. And they are indeed Huskarls. They're not like reskinned custom stat units. They are indeed just normal Huskarls, so not a good fight for our crossbowmen. But if we bring in the throwing axemen, the NCR sergeants or whatever they're called, those will be able to handle them completely fine. And then these things, looks like they have a regular spawn of legates, which is going to make the push over on the west side slightly more difficult. Let's start sending up a few extra longswordsmen. Let's finally get the Imperial Age, which I should have done some time ago, but never mind. This guy is going to take the relic back. The monastery. A couple of these guys too. NCR riflemen appear to just be standard longbowmen. NCR sergeants appear to just be standard throwing axemen. So not too many hero units. Over here I think the legate is slowly killing off most of our rams. So let's send in our heroes to deal with those. Hopefully the castle will focus on the ram. and our heroes will be safe. Might as well bring down the watchtower while we're here. And this guy can go and take down the legate. Let's see, is the courier going to be able to handle this? We've taken a few shots pretty well, but I think we're going to need to pull out just to keep our rams safe. Make sure we still got a good supply of those coming in. Imperial Age is on its way. We've clearly handled everything that's going to come out of this side, so we can probably start making a push towards the town centre once again. If we have a second siege workshop, which yes we do, let's start sending a few battering rams to take down the town centre. Send up some more local militia. This is clearly in our favour. Unfortunately, still got the legates taking us out, but at this point I would have thought we can probably just finish this off with our hero units. It's only got 1000 HP left. Let's just really go for it. Keep a close eye on it. Imperial Age has successfully been researched. I'm not seeing any sign of a kind of last stand army. We're about to take this down. President Kimball will be visiting with a small relief force. I don't really need one, but okay. Bring Kimball to the middle to activate his speech. I do remember that actually from the game. I've forgotten quite a lot of it. But where actually is Kimball? Ah, he's over here, okay. His vertebrate, which is an elephant, okay. Fair enough, I mean, there's no vehicles in the game, maybe a Cobra car, but that would be a bit overpowered, so I guess that's fair. We've also got a very large relief force, which is champions, elite longbowmen, and so on and so forth, so a bit of extra help that we don't really need. Courier, I assume is fine. I assume he's made it out okay, which yes he has. Okay, let's go ahead and make a push on this side now. Send all of these up. We're at the pop cap. +5 attack, +50 HP for NCR, so yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to close this one out now, I would have thought. There must be some legates still coming in, but Legion pretty much failing to produce any units other than the ones that it's being given by the triggers. If we keep pushing in this direction, we might be able to find something else worth killing that might trigger our victory. It does seem to go on for quite some way, but no. Appears to just be a forest that they can potentially gather wood from. Taken down the town centre, we've got a +5 to all our units, so we're going to be able to take down most of this stuff pretty quickly. Clearly the transport ship is supposed to be able to ferry units across, and I think to attack on this side. From my test run I do know that they do have some units on this side which they can attack you with, although it looks like they already did that because this guy's lost some health. So, fair enough I guess. Let's send these up, and then we've also got Chief Hanlon here who can probably go and see if the Legion has anything still on this side for us to take out. Pretty much cleared out their base here. Over here on this side, we've still got a good mass ready to take down anything else they throw at us. So let's see if we can actually properly defeat them before the timer runs out on them, because I really don't think they're going to show up with anything that's really going to threaten us now. Even our crossbowmen are extremely powerful. Very much at the pop limit. I think we have built a couple of houses now, and yeah, we're stuck at 200 pop, so this is really the best we can do. Let's get a few more upgrades. Fortress doesn't let us upgrade our longbowmen, but we can upgrade our long swordsmen. Barracks are going down. We've got these guys too. Local militia. Volpes has been killed. I think that's on this side. Yeah. Volpes has been killed. His operations across the river have stopped. All units disband across the dam. Well, they weren't exactly doing a lot, but never mind. It's the risk we took, you know. I think the concept of the map is really cool, but if it's meant to be a single-player map, which as far as I'm aware it is, if it's meant to be a single-player map, it's not very challenging. What I might do is play it again from the Legion perspective. Might be a little bit more challenging that way, but yeah, I think we've handled this pretty much completely fine. But I do hope it's been interesting just to experiment with a randomly chosen map from the Steam Workshop. Just something a bit fun to do, something unpredictable. You never know what kind of map you're going to get, and it was an interesting concept. Definitely the way the dam has been designed is really cool. I like it a lot, but at no point did I really feel like I was defending against any kind of overwhelming or unstoppable force. And when the boomers showed up with their one bombard cannon, that didn't exactly have a huge impact, to be honest. But never mind. Surely we've pretty much won now. Let's see what's going on this side. So they have no units there. They might have something on this side. It's said that everything's been cleared out, but I don't know if I necessarily believe that. We do have a dock we can use too if we want to go and have a look for possible ships to take out. It looks like we've destroyed the Legion dock. A few units still coming out of here, but we've got them pretty much completely handled. This appears to respawn every time you kill it, I think. Okay, we'll just leave that be. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There we go, okay. Well, we've officially won. So, not the most challenging map, but I do hope it's been interesting just to kind of open up and experiment a little bit like that. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I may do another one from the Legion perspective. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge, but no way to know that until we give it a go. So, yeah, that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.